How to make $2,500 to $25,000 a month. Is it realistic? Can the average person do that? If you've been watching me for a while, this is the most important video I think I've released in the last 5 years. So please pay careful attention. I'm going to answer that question. So here's some work I've been working on. I'm at my farm here, and a lot of quiet, focused study time. I'm gonna share with you some stuff from this book, The Millionaire Next Door, Good to Great, Jim Collins' book, the book, The Self-Made Billionaire Effect. So what I'm about to say is not just my opinion. This is based on actual statistics and science. This actually happens in the real world. Can you make an extra $25,000 to $25,000 a month? Well, the answer is yes, average people can do it. That's the short answer. But I need to explain how, because it's impossible if you don't know what I've written here. This is a 10 step-by-step. I call this the cash flow system. So this is a 10-step system. So I'll explain that. Watch this video to the end, because I'm going to give you right here this 10-step formula. Okay, what are the three? I'm going to answer this really quickly by talking about what I call the 3 commandments of wealth. What are the 3 commandments of wealth? Like I said, based on books like The Millionaire Next Door, which is an exhaustive study of millionaires, based on the book, The Self-Made Billionaire Effect, where CPAs went in and studied self-made billionaires. Jim Collins, 3 million copies written, built to last, good to great. This is my answer. After many years, I've been focused on being an entrepreneur, building my own business since I was 19 years old. In fact, it all started here near this farm about 2 miles away. When I graduated high school, I went to work and I went for apprenticeship with a guy named Joel Salatin, my first mentor. And that led me down a path where I ended up with 5 millionaire mentors. You might have heard my story before. That helped me go from, the American dream story, from rags to riches. But my path was complicated because, yes, I did have mentors, but it wasn't laid out in like a step-by-step cash flow guide like this. I had to piece it all together. I've been to over 40 countries. Now I've had over 10 mentors, millionaire mentors. I've befriended several billionaires who have taught me a lot. Me and my business partner have done over $1 billion in sales online. He just sold his company for $255 million. We own an investment company. So I've done a lot of stuff. So what I'm telling you is firsthand experience, and I believe it's pretty darn accurate. So the 3 commandments of wealth, which you'll see why this is pertinent. Number 1, thou shalt have more than 1 stream of income. Ideally 3. In fact, there's a book called Rich Habits where they studied self-made millionaires. The average millionaire, or about 60 to 70% of millionaires, self-made millionaires, had 3 streams of income. Some had more. Warren Buffett, the billionaire, has over 90 streams of income. You can go on his Wikipedia page and count all the different businesses he has. He has over 90 streams of income. That's a little extreme. But if you want to be one of the richest people in the world, that's how many streams of income you need. So, commandment 1, thou shalt have more than 1 stream of income. Thou shalt never trust just 1 source of income. That's a great way to go broke. Second commandment of wealth. Thou shalt invest thy money in new trends. Okay? If you look at what creates people, millionaires and billionaires, from Mark Zuckerberg to Jeff Bezos to Bill Gates, Elon Musk, it all starts with them investing their money wisely into cutting edge opportunities. Elon Musk did electric car, Tesla. He did PayPal, which was online banking before anybody else did. Mark Zuckerberg did social networks back when there was really just MySpace and Friendster. So he caught that early trend. And you see this pattern not just in the last 20 years, but you see this centuries ago. The richest person in modern history is John D. Rockefeller. I just read the book Titan, listened to it also audio, and read it. There's a lot of gems in there, and he caught a new trend, which was oil. People used to use whale oil. He found oil in the ground could be used to light lanterns, light your house, and then of course to power cars, and he became worth 400 to 600 million. So thou shalt Invest thy money wisely in new trends. My mentor, Alan Nation, my second mentor, said, Tai, never be the first or last to try a new idea. If you wait too long, you invest your money. Most people are always investing in stuff that doesn't work that well anymore, and that's why most people's money doesn't work for them. Which brings me to the third of the commandments of wealth. Number 3, thou shalt make thy money work for thee, or for you, by having the right connections. When you study even Jim Collins talks about this, when you study millionaires and billionaires and hyper successful people financially, it's not just what you know, it's who you know. You have to have the right connections. And that's why if you grew up like me, I had a single mom, you know, my mom didn't have much money and I didn't get those connections. Bill Gates' dad introduced him to computers when he was 12 years old. He had the hookups. His dad was a millionaire lawyer. Mark Zuckerberg's parents had the connections to Harvard. They sent him to Harvard. Steve Ballmer, who I know, had dinner with, very interesting conversation, one-on-one with him. He had connections to Harvard. He got in. So if you're watching this and you're not in the elite family status, I wasn't in the elite family. I didn't have family that could get me into Harvard. In fact, the reason I never went to college, and I went to college a little bit at NC State, but I don't have enough money, and I didn't have connections to set it up. I mean, look at what's happening now. People get connections, they get scholarships, all this stuff. So I got good news and bad news. Okay, you've watched so far. The good news is, let me start with the bad news. The movie Godfather, the Godfather said he always liked bad news first. Here's the bad news. Nothing in society is setting you up to follow any of these 3 commandments. Okay, you probably have one main source of income now, a job. Or maybe you're a fledgling entrepreneur, maybe you're a more advanced entrepreneur, but most of your income, most of your eggs are in one basket, okay? And society wants it that way. Set the education system. We even get majors. You get a major in college, major in one thing. Okay, well, whatever. By the way, remember what I'm about to show you, how to make $2,500 to $25,000 a month as an extra stream of income, or ideally 3. So you have society, that's the bad news, is against you. It's not giving you the connections. It's not telling you where to invest to catch the next big trend, right? I mean, it's in nobody's interest to share that with you. So here's the good news. By the end of this video, I'm gonna show you the way around it. I found a glitch in the matrix. I found a hack, you could say, that you can follow. And basically a cut and paste formula that you can start following those 3 commandments of wealth. Now, if you ignore these, I'm going to tell you this right now. Be very careful ignoring what I'm about to say, because it's not just based on my experience. It's based on the experience of hundreds of thousands of millionaires. And people are too entitled in this world, and they think that they deserve to have financial success for no reason. It won't happen. So if you ignore what I'm about to say, I promise you, and the reason I know this is because there's times in my life where I ignored it and suffered financially. You will waste 10 years of your life financially if you do not listen to these 3 commandments. I promise you, okay? I mean, I don't know you personally necessarily, but I'm telling you, be forewarned. And if you don't know my background, most of you, if you're watching this, you probably know a little bit about me. But what I'm telling you, I've seen work beyond belief. I've seen it take me, I remember when I literally had $0 income, and within 9 months, I caught a new trend, got on Google AdWords, was making 6 figures within 9 months from 2 different streams of income. I didn't even know about having multiple streams of income. I had a financial company and a nightclub business in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then I began to expand. Now I have about 18 different streams of income. I'm not at the Warren Buffett level, but I'm better than when I started and had 0. And I remember, making my first $1 million a year. Then I remember focused on making my first $1 million a month. And then I remember making $1 million a week. And so I've generated, in my own businesses, my own personal brand, a lot of money. I don't like to brag or say, but it's a lot. okay? It's more than 8 figures. It's not, you know, it's not 10 million or 11 million. It's a lot more than that. And so this is from firsthand experience. That's my background. Entrepreneur Magazine, I think in 2017, named me, you know, #1 online entrepreneur. Forbes, if you go to tailopez.com/Forbes, it'll take you to Forbes website. They named me last year, I think, as top 10 business influencers in the world. That's Forbes, the big magazine.